Bigots be crazy and make me insane. I wish they'd all fucking go away, 'cause bigots be crazy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Unapologetics. I am Brentley. This is the podcast where we read a Christian article and explain why it's stupid. And today we have a special guest. We got Seamus from the Jib podcast. How you doing, man?
Hey, good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you bet. So, first of all, tell me a little bit about the Jib. How's that going?
Okay, so the Jib, so there's plenty of podcasts out there where they talk about history and have laughs and fun like that. But we decided to do that kind of angle, but look at the CIA, FBI specifically, because there's a lot of fucked up shit. I don't know. Have you heard about the CIA? You heard about the FBI? There's some crazy shit that they did. Not even just like the evil bad shit, because we do talk about that. The coups, the assassination, but just some of the crazy, bizarre shit that they've done over the years. That sometimes it's just kind of hilarious.
Weird. Okay. Damn,
So
I'll have to check that out. That sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah. So like basically the first episode explains what the Jib, what the term means. I believe your sponsor probably sells devices that would make sense. So, let's put it that way. So yeah.
On that note, go to adamandeve.com and enter code BX to get your exclusive gift. That's awesome.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. No, that's so cool, man. Hell yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on to mess with this one.
Oh yeah. Thanks for having me on, man.
You bet. Yeah, hell yeah. So I found I was looking through, and a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just put Christian article and then news, and a bunch of crazy shit comes up. It seems to be that my YouTube, my search algorithm has just figured out exactly what kind of stupid I'm looking for. And so, this is called, this is the headline here is, if you're concerned about a radical dominionist takeover of America, look to the left.
Right.
Okay. Dominionist? What do they think that means? I don't know.
Yeah, demonist, maybe. I don't know.
Demonist.
Yeah, but whatever the problem is, if you're all the way on one side, you can only look to the other side.
Right. Yeah. So it's like everything that's not their indoctrination is indoctrination. It's like that kind of mentality. But all right, we'll start it out here. I do not. So it starts out like he's sort of normal. It's for a second, and I guess he's doing this just to do that double speak shit,
right?
Where you could say one thing and then say the opposite in 2 seconds. But it says, I do not for a moment downplay the danger of the radical right-wing ideologies of white supremacists in America, nor do I. But they're really not that bad.
Yeah. If he was talking to all of his folks in the room right now, I'd be winking at them,
Yeah, everybody's it's funny too, because you could tell that he's got his audience real anxious. Right? Hold on, I'm not done. Wait. Nor do I deny the existence of a dominionist takeover mentality in some Christian circles, the most extreme of which were put on display in the days leading up to January 6, 2021. And here we go. Here's your but.
But does he mean that they were only involved leading up to it, but the actual event they're oh no, don't do that shit. No, guys. No,
they backed off.
Yeah.
They just got up to the Capitol and you know what, guys, maybe we shouldn't.
We're gonna stay here and pray for you. Kill them. We'll pray for you. Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay out here and set up a hangman's noose. If that's right. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. You guys go ahead. Yeah. But the real danger, the ever-present danger, the more pressing. Good God, these articles are written so stupid. Okay, the real danger, the more ever-present danger, the more pressing danger is that of the radical dominionist takeover from the left. The evidence. Don't say evidence. is all around us.
Yeah.
Christian Post, like, that believes in talking animals and stuff, should not use the word evidence ever.
Isn't that like the Lewis Carroll thing? You know, the evidence is all around us for God. It's like the same fucking verbiage, right?
I think so. Yeah, that's exactly his line.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so frustrating when they do that too. Act like just normal stuff is evidence, as long as you can tie it back to their narrative. But so consider for a moment what is currently happening in America today. And then in parentheses, it says, as opposed to predicting what is to come. Fucking what? Why do they do this parentheses? This is in every article. It's no joke. They're constantly, it's like brackets. There's fucking brackets within brackets. It's just, it gets insane.
Because there's nothing prophetic about Christianity, right? That's never been a play and involved in anything they've done.
They don't do that. Yeah, that's which group is currently asserting its power over others in an intimidating and even life-threatening way.
I think you already talked about him at the top.
The right. Yeah. What are you
Go back
about?
up. Go back up where you started. The answers are in your own work.
Yeah, the call
is coming from inside the house. Yes.
Fucking idiot. And then here we go with their excellent sources here, just right off the bat. The Daily Wire reported, and they got the story on June 13th, that multiple Target stores across the U.S. received bomb threats over the weekend, allegedly betraying the LGBTQ community by tamping down on some of the Pride Month products sold in its stores due to massive backlash the company has faced.
Yeah. Multiple stores was 5 stores, and it was an email. It was an email.
And it's probably not even them. It was probably a psyop type of thing. Because, like, from what I heard, Target literally said that the reason that they caved and started taking that stuff down was because they got violent threats from the right.
Exactly. So that's where the threats came from. So they leave that out, you know.
Right. Yeah. All that's nothing, you know. And because, you know, and it's like what they say, like negotiating with terrorists. Like they literally are, because I guess the LGBTQIA plus folks just don't matter that much. Yeah. You know, it's annoying.
That's how they feel.
So it said yes. And then in quotations, the FBI is now investigating the bomb threats that have been made in stores located in Oklahoma, Oklahoma. Come on, man. That's obviously right way. New York, New Hampshire, Vermont. Come on, get the fuck. Louisiana, go fuck yourself. Ohio, Utah. Come on now. I don't believe that one for a goddamn second. That was a Mormon. The Mormon did that. In Pennsylvania. Let's see, a big ad. All right. And more ominously, on June 11th, headline in Daily Mail. My good God, they are just killing me with these sources. Announced, they have that in blue. Who can see their announcement. The new face of extremism unmasked.
Cue the goofy music.
We need the Requiem for a Dream. The UN and Republicans are watching Transifa. Fuck. The hard left transgender activists who flirt with violence to promote their radical agenda. Transifa, are you? What the fuck? Have you ever heard of this?
No, I have not. And you know, one thing that's always been, I mean, there's a whole show called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, right? I think it's pretty been established that the LGBTQ folks, they know how to like create something that is branding. They would pick a better fucking name than this. Come on.
That totally sounds like given to them. You know, that was that was some stoned right winger. You know? I got an idea, guys. What about Trey and Tifa? Oh man, that's awesome.
Hold my beer.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, exactly.
The hard left. So the hard left transgender activists who flirt with violence to promote their radical agenda. Flirt with violence. I don't know what that means specifically.
Yeah, it seems rather vague. It seems like they're not violent at all.
Yeah, they're just flirting.
Yeah, we're just
they haven't made
each other out.
Right. They haven't made the third base with violence yet. You know,
just sending a like, poking. You know,
heavy petting maybe.
Yeah.
Trantifa, and he puts an explanation.
Yeah.
I love these articles. They're so stupid.
Enough said. Okay, moving
Done.
on. Yep, we're done.
Let's wrap it up.
Yep.
He's like, but I guess I got to keep writing. Okay. On the economic side, a 2017 video has emerged of Larry Fink, CEO of the investment firm BlackRock, which direct what
gotta trust those fuckers, right? Yeah,
right.
so.
I know. I'm not familiar. That already just sounds ominous, right? Like it's just called BlackRock.
And his
like,
name's Fink. It's like right there. I mean, you know,
Fink and BlackRock. Yeah, dude. There's something going on.
Yeah.
Which directs tens of billions of dollars to different businesses and organizations. Without apology, to the contrary, with a clear sense of moral imperative.
What the fuck?
What is with these what kind of bracket is that?
I'm not apologizing, but let me tell you.
Without apology, Jesus.
Brevity is not this guy's friend. I mean,
no. Fink said behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors.
That's what capitalism does, anyways.
I was going to say, like, forcing. That's just having a job, man. You're being forced to do a behavior so that you can get money.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know what you want. Jesus. And if they're talking about not being bigots, like, yeah, if you work at the Starbucks, you're not going to sit here and just be like saying bigoted shit while you're giving somebody their coffee without, hearing something about it,
Right.
Barry said, Transifa sounds like my kind of party. Where do I sign up? That's awesome. Let me see where we at. He continued, it's just you have to force behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted. And that's not just recruiting, it is development. I'm not sure I understand any of that. What do you take from that?
I don't know either, but I mean, if you're forcing behaviors regarding to gender and race, I think HR needs to talk to you. Just in general, that's that's an issue.
And I'm wondering, like, which way is it go? Like, are they saying that they're pushing people to be like everybody has to be okay with each other at the workplace? Because that makes
how dare
sense.
they? Yeah,
right. But like, are they saying they're? I don't know. It's weird because there's so much missing context here. Is this a clip? But okay. So does this help to explain the increasingly illogical? God, don't say illogical. You're on the Christian Post. Go fuck yourself. What the hell? Pro-trans business decisions made by companies like Target and Anheuser-Busch.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, it doesn't explain that.
No.
Capitalism does.
Yes. And really, all Anheuser-Busch did was they sent some beer to a trans person that's an influencer.
Yeah.
Big fucking whoop.
Like, it's weird that they can't be, they get mad that people are being sold stuff.
Yes.
Right. Like, this is like me going into, what's that show? I think it's Big Lots. Big Lots always has this section in the back where it's like live, laugh, love type signs, right? And it always has like a whole Christian aisle, where it's just a bunch of crosses, wooden crosses and stuff for the wall. It's like me going in there and be like, fucking ridiculous. We need to boycott this place. This is, they think they can just sell Christian stuff? No. This is crazy.
Well, let's go to Hobby Lobby and mess shit up, man. Come on.
Exactly, right? But if a trans person is being marketed to, they're like, fuck everything. Shut it down.
Can't do that. Don't let them buy that shit. They can't buy this beer. No.
Yeah. And then to the point where they'll like, not only shoot up beers with machine guns that they bought. So
stupid. Jesus Christ. Some people just just cling to anything to try to be, relevant. Kid Rock. Yeah, come on, dude.
Oh my God, dude, that guy is like a has-been. He was a has-been before has-beens were has-beens.
Absolutely.
He was the original has-been.
Yeah. What a joke.
So it goes from Transifa terrorism to an economic superpower, forcing behaviors, in quotation. Are you getting the picture? I hate it when they do this. Are you getting the picture? Like, I swear they think their audiences are fucking idiots. Like, it's so frustrating.
Well, no.
It's like, I guess, I guess they're right about that, actually. Their audience is pretty stupid. Now we're going on to the source of Fox Business. Oops.
Well, it's better than Fox News, right? Because they got business right there beside it, so they're serious.
Makes it totally different. That's
yeah.
Oh, and it says BlackRock owns shares in everyday companies such as Amazon, Apple, MasterCard, Johnson & Johnson, Walmart, and Walt Disney.
So
yeah, isn't that like just an index fund or whatever? Like we just buy all the things.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty normal, man.
Yep. Diversify is what they always say, right? I mean,
right? Yeah, exactly. You can't lose if you bet on everybody.
Yeah.
Oh God, Breitbart. Okay, not only so, Breitbart reported on June 11th that billionaire left-wing Democrat donor George Soros. Here we go.
The boogeyman. Ooh, Soros coming
Rich
to get
Jewish
you.
guy. Yeah, rich Jewish atheist guy.
No.
Is
Hit
handing
the kids.
yeah, is handing control of his 25 billion financial empire to his younger son Alex, who is
Go,
vowed.
Alex.
What's up?
Go, Alex.
It's your birthday. His youngest son Alex, who vowed to pursue even more ultra liberal causes.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time.
I know, right? An ultra liberal, like ultra middle of the road. Yep,
yeah, yeah, yes, exactly. They're still miles away from Bernie Sanders. So, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like liberal would be considered right wing in most countries. You know.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh God. So okay, well that's interesting. So then I guess it's going to switch from George to Alex as the boogeyman. That's going to switch here pretty soon. And then the newly crowned 37-year-old heir told the Wall Street Journal he will broaden his father's famously woke interests. Yes. Why is that in blue? Yes. What could you possibly? Here's what woke interests are. Check this out. What? I
can't wait.
Like, I almost want to click it. Let me see where.
Do it.
I'm curious. Oh, I only have the one. Oh, it's from Breitbart. And it says, it's just the article. Okay.
Okay. Well, geez, that's real fact checking right there, right? I mean, what the hell? Wow. So okay.
Yeah, Steve Breitbart to know what woke interests are. That's great.
Yep. Don't worry about Webster and all those other fuckers. Go to Breitbart for your dictionary.
Yeah, absolutely. They, everybody else is biased.
Obviously. Yeah. That fucking Wagner pair, there were some really fucking sadistic fuckers. All subjective shit in those dictionaries, man.
Right.
Stars, forget about it.
Exactly. To include issues like voting and abortion rights, as well as gender equality. It's weird. I mean, I guess with abortion rights. Yeah, I know, right? But how can you sit there and say like voting rights is a bad thing? Like we should get rid of voting rights.
Yeah.
Really? What the fuck? That's so weird, man.
That's kind of like one of those, the quiet thing you don't say out loud if you're on the right. I'm just,
Yeah. That's supposed to be not supposed to say that part, man. Jesus. Oh God. Here, let's see what's a comment here. Barry said, "I don't need a dictionary. Family means everything to me." Watching too much Fast and Furious, buddy. You gotta just put that stuff away. The physics don't pan out in that movies, man. I just don't pan out.
Look at Fisher's got a good one too. The last one there.
Let me see. Oh shit. Transanity, Transifa. These people suck. I missed that. That's hilarious. God, they're so obsessed with this. It's so weird. I've just never seen people this crazy about stuff that does not affect them in any way. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's like 3 people. There's like 3 trans people out of like 600. It's like, and they're like, I'm scared of those 3 people now. Jeez, what are you doing?
It's like they think it's contagious or something. It's like I remember talking to my dad about there's some conversations because he's 80, he's got to adjust to a lot of things, right? One being my son being trans. And he was talking about, when I was a kid, we didn't understand the whole, gay thing. You thought it was something you can get from somebody else. It's like that's what these people act like. They act like if that there's more trans people out, that's going to turn everybody else trans. Like, dude, it doesn't work like that.
No, they were always there. They just were terrorized into silence,
Right.
and hiding. It's very obvious that that's the case. I mean,
or like AIDS. You remember AIDS was a huge, it was the gay only thing. And whenever Magic Johnson,
yeah.
Whatever, that was like a freaking wall came down on all the straight people of like, oh my God, we can get it too.
Right.
It was a huge, it was a huge fucking deal. People lost their fucking minds.
Yeah, and it was crazy how little response that they gave for that. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was
the exchange with the Reagan Larry Speaks. He was his chief of staff or whatever you call it, and the guy that would prompt him and ask questions about AIDS was also a huge right winger from the press corps. And he was the only guy asking those questions. They're like, why are you so concerned about this? Are you gay too? I mean, literally, they're saying shit to him like that. It's like, what the fuck? And this guy is not a friend to the gay folks, but he's just being a journalist, asking legit questions, and they're like shaming him, and acting like a bunch of like fucking bros, at a frat house. It's disgusting. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Because that's what it ends up being. Yeah, it ends up being just like a douchebag dude bro roast or whatever. Yeah, it's so frustrating. Yeah. It's like, grow up, y'all. Holy shit. Looks like a few more arms are about to be twisted or even bribed or coerced. And again, they're obsessed with these through money.
You already said twisted, dude. You already, I mean, like,
right?
Again, just you repeating the same thing over and over. It hurts.
I love this too. He says bribed, but then has to add through money, like, because that's not no shit, man. That's what the fucking word bribed means, dumbass. Like, Jesus, that's stupid.
Oh my God.
In California, legislation is advancing that would remove children from parental care if the parents refuse to affirm their child's perceived gender identity. Talk about an Orwellian nightmare. No, just like we should be allowed to abuse our kids. I don't know what's happening here. Can
we force these people to actually read 1984 or Animal Farm? Because I don't think any of these fuckers actually read it.
No, definitely not.
It was about you guys, okay? It was about you guys.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man, that's great. You're right too, because they love to use stuff and then flip it exactly backwards.
Yeah,
it's
projection.
amazing.
Projection is their greatest sin.
It really is. It's frustrating. And it makes sense too, because like that is abusive. Like we know for a fact that suicides skyrocket in environments like that.
Yep.
So just based on the numbers alone, it is safer to have laws like that in place. But the crazy thing is they're not talking about the 450 fucking laws that are exactly the opposite, that are removing all of the ability to even access any kind of medical care that is gender affirming from trans people. So it's like, which is way more prevalent. He can only name one state, that's doing that.
One state.
Like, I think maybe California, and there might be one other one. I think
but let's not talk about the issues going on in Florida or Tennessee or Texas right now, where you're like, oh, you have a kid that's trans, I'm taking them from you.
Right.
Oh, we need to see if you have a dick before you go in this bathroom.
Wow,
just fucking gross shit, dude.
That's insane. The bathroom thing really throws me. It's so funny because like I swear they think that like rapists are like they don't want to follow rules when it comes to not raping, but signs though, holy shit, they got to follow the sign. Really what they should do is on all bathrooms just put a no raping sign, and then the rapist will have to abide by it, because
exactly
that's how they seem to think things work.
Yeah, that's how it works, right? Yeah.
Fucking idiots. Man, it was frustrating too. I was talking to somebody about this that book ban, and it was frustrating, and they were like throwing out a lot of books at their school and everything, and they were a right winger, and they started going like, well, there's like Matilda was like the book Matilda like I guess it says horse face. They call the teacher like horse face in the book, and they're like,
So-
and then people complain, and so they had to censor that Matilda book and take out, the horse face part. Now she just has a face, basically saying the left does it too. That's what she was trying to say,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, show me the fucking law that the left, like the Don't Offend Leftists Act, that is put into law, because otherwise it's not the same, because we're talking about a law that's banning these books by, by the right wing. The left does not do that. The left has not done that, and it won't.
But they got rid of Kill a Mockingbird, and what the justification was, it makes people feel uncomfortable. That was the point.
Oh, right.
That was the fucking point, dude. Okay.
Wasn't there that one guy, the guy that killed John Lennon? Was it him?
Yeah.
Hinckley, or was it? Yeah, I don't know. But he
John Hinckley.
Hinckley, yeah, he was like obsessed with
Jodie Foster.
Oh no, that's a different one. I'm sorry. No, the one that killed John Lennon. He was obsessed with that book. I don't know why. I've never read it.
Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yeah. He
Really?
would carry it around with him, and so weird.
That's a weird connection there. Yeah, okay.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I just listened to
Strange
a thing
dude.
about him the other day. That's funny. Let's see. So, deeply
Oh,
alarmed.
no, it was Chapman. Chapman that killed.
Oh, okay. I think that's it. Yeah.
Hinckley is the guy that didn't have good aim, unfortunately.
And
shot Reagan. Yeah.
Reagan. Yeah.
Just a couple more
obsessed.
drills at the firing range, John. That's all we asked of you.
I mean, come on, man, get it right. Be better. That's all I'm saying. Deeply alarmed after the Senate Judiciary Committee voted 8-1 to advance the legislation, Assembly Bill 957. Republican Senator Scott Wilk said, in the past, when we've had these discussions and I've seen parental rights atrophy, I've encouraged people to keep fighting. I changed my mind on that. If you love your children, you need to flee California. You need to flee. Jeez.
Right.
Or you mean if you hate your trans child, then you need to flee, because that should be what.
Yeah. The shit that's going on in California, like that stuff is not on par with what's going to happen in Florida right now, where people are actually getting the fuck out because they're scared.
Yeah.
Because of shit that's going to happen. People are dying. People are getting assaulted, abused, and killed. How many states have the I can't remember what the term is, but basically it's the I didn't know it was a man when I took her home, right?
Oh, right.
So if you bring somebody home and they turn out to be a man and you had sex with them or whatever, and you end up killing them, it's okay.
Right.
It's a get out of jail card.
It literally, they actually, a lot of people have gotten off with that as
Right.
a sentence. Like they will just, what's a crime of passion? Then we'll slap you on the wrist because that was really their fault, kind of thing. Like it's so fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it is, and that's a whole other can of worms, right? I mean, Jesus.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. He said, trans people haunting bridges at midnight with bags of cash to advance their sick agendas. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like the what the George Soros secretly pays all the protesters and shit. It's like, dude, where's my paycheck?
I know, right? Come on, man.
Stiff, he's bad as Trump sniffing everybody.
Yeah, right. He's just, it's all talk, all sizzle, no steak.
That's it.
For those who would argue that the right is doing the very thing by passing legislation outlawing the chemical castration. Well, listen to this verbiage.
Yeah.
Okay. The outlawing the chemical castration. Nope, not even close. And genital mutilation. Again, not even close. Of trans, and again, and children. So they've fucked it. They've literally lied in this whole sentence. Chemical castration, genital mutilation, and trans-identified children.
Okay.
No.
But where do those terms come from? Okay.
Right.
Chemical castration was something that they used to do to gay men, right? They
Oh,
did
no
that.
shit.
Isn't what happened to Alan Turing? That he was chemically castrated. He had a choice between going to prison or being chemically castrated. So he went for that.
Holy shit. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or genital mutilation. What group of folks does that? What group of folks? I think there's a certain group, maybe it's called religious people that do that.
Without even the kid's consent. They're like an infant. And they're like, let's just chop this thing up here. Yeah, and they want to act like it's not. And you know, I looked at the stats, and the same number of because there is a couple, there's like a very few number of minors that have transitioned fully, and but it's the number is so low that it like is basically the same as people getting accidentally castrated during circumcision.
Yeah, right?
like
Right.
which I mean, which is insane. That's fucking mutilation right there.
Thank
And
you.
for what? What reason is that for other than
Yeah.
religious nonsense? You know. But
Oh.
let's see. The comparison breaks down. Yeah, when you lie, yeah, it does. The comparison does break down when you fucking lie. Jesus. California would remove children from parental care if the parents refuse to affirm the non-verifiable, often quite malleable, totally subjective feelings of the child. My God, that's not a loaded sentence.
Totally subjective, like this fucking article.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Uh,
Jesus. And so what? Like the point is, like, just because it can change doesn't mean that it's not real. You know,
Right.
they act like it's so complicated. Like, oh no, you need to be something and always be that something all the time, forever. Otherwise, my head will pop. You know, like
Yeah, and if he's so like dead set that this is a real law, this is a real thing, where's the law? Why isn't he breaking down the law in this article? You know,
right,
it's like, come on, just present the facts, dude. If it's so easy, it should be right there.
right. But yeah, he's
So,
purposefully like just hiding it
yeah.
behind this loaded
Mhm.
language. Okay, and then an entire sentence in brackets. Like, what the hell in parentheses? What is going on? Why would you do a whole sentence in parentheses? God, you're stupid. In point of fact, upwards of 80% of such children will outgrow those feelings after puberty. Bullshit. That's
Based
not true.
on, I mean, he doesn't even provide a Fox News article. I mean,
Right.
Breitbart's not even there to save his ass. Come on, dude.
Because they even know they would get like in trouble probably if they put that false of a claim out there. Jesus, yeah, that's not true. And you got to keep in mind though too, there are some studies that the right wing has basically, you know, put out there that appear to be legit. But if you look at what they are, they're all on the reporting of the parents.
Right.
Like, so they had parents fill out questionnaires and they're like, did your kid meet someone who was trans and then become trans? And they're like, yep, they sure did, marking that. And they took all of those and then acted like it was a study. And
Wasn't there a woman that I think it was Barry Weiss ran with? She did a whole article and an interview with a mom that was claiming, you know, that her child misgendered, then regretted it, and it was a big, you know. And here the actual kid came, you know, on Twitter and called her out, said this is bullshit, and you know, Colin Berry basically trashed what she is because she never once reached out to her to try to verify any of this. She just went, oh, I found a parent that's gonna, you know, verify all my claims. But boom, you know, just before she starts the whole podcast with the turf mother of all, J.K. Rowling. But you know,
no, right. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was exactly that. I remember, I think it was a daily or something I listened to about that. And it was exactly that. Barry Weiss, like, and it was like, and they knew because of course they left out of the article and everything that there was no blinds. There was no attempt to remove bias in any way, shape, or form. Which is, if anybody knows anything about science at all, self-deception is a motherfucker. You have to get over it. You know?
Yes.
It's like
confirmation bias. Thank you very much. Right.
Yeah. Like even subconsciously, you'll end up trying to give positive results without even knowing it. You know? That's why we have to have all of these blocks and like to the like double blinds. Just for the audience, if they don't know this, is single blinds is when the people that are in the study don't know what the study is for, right? The people who are being they have control groups and are given placebos and everything like that. Double blind is when the people who are recording that data don't know what it's for and they're given control stuff too, so that they don't actually know what the study's for. So, you know, just so you know, like that's what I mean by double blinds, because it removes the bias, or it does its best job, you know, to remove bias. But let's see here. The laws being passed in conservative states outlaw performing lifelong irreversible treatments on vulnerable children. This is not true. As far as I understand, It's puberty blockers, right? That's
Yeah.
the main thing that children are given. Up until a certain point, you might, like, if they're talking about minors, it's like almost 18, like 17, something like that, where they'll start getting like actual hormones and things like that.
You say puberty blockers, but I hear cyanide.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
And,
what the fuck,
and puberty blockers have been used for forever. Like, they've been
Right.
used for so many different issues, as well as hormones. Like, there's hormone treatments for tons of people, like old,
yeah.
and like the old guy that needs his testosterone, that would be gender affirming care too.
Right.
They're doing the exact same thing, except they're just not trans.
I mean, how many women have to take estrogen because of hormone issues, especially whenever they start getting closer to that fun age where they have all the hot stuff going on and all that stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
They have to go through that. I mean, it happens. You know? But these same fucking guys are like, I think my T is low. I need to go to the doctor and get some dick pills. It's the same fucking people, but yeah.
Right. And they'll be banning it for other people. It's insane.
Right.
How frustrating.
Yeah.
Jesus. Let's see. On vulnerable children. The tests which have not been fully tested regarding the long-term negative effects, in particular the long-term negative effects of puberty blocking hormones and the like, we already know about the long-term effects of genital mutilation. That is self-evident. Oh God, all of this is just so dishonest. It's unbelievable.
Self-fulfilling, as you would say, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we do have long-term effects of the puberty blockers. We do have that. There's other treatments that we don't have long-term, and that's what they're conflating here. There's I can't think of what they are, but there's like other types of hormone treatments that we don't have long-term studies on, but we do have them as far as puberty blockers go, as far as I understand. I could be mistaken, but I thought I remember reading that we do actually have that. It's just they pile it all together and then act like
right.
There aren't any whatever.
I think there are plenty of studies with this kind of stuff, but there's not a lot at certain age groups. I think that's what the problem is, right? So they don't have a complete study, so to speak. That's my understanding. I could be
makes sense.
Totally wrong too. So
okay, no, you could be right. I'll have to look into that, but I'm pretty sure we do have those studies. But California law would punish parents for being good parents. That's just so subjective. Like being good parents by what? Hating your trans kids and not letting them be who they are. Okay. Yeah. Jesus. The other laws would prohibit doctors from being bad doctors. Oh my God. It's like this is an article for toddlers. Doesn't it like, well, our laws are to make good parents and their law are to make bad doctors. So it all irons out. It's
this
like
person right for PragerU.
I know. Right? It almost seems kind of like too highbrow for them. I don't know. Which is pretty sad. In that same spirit of dominionist takeover, President Biden, in the context of
Dark Brandon coming for you.
Exactly. In the context of trans-identified children, recently reaffirmed a comment he had previously made in April, saying that there's no such thing as someone else's child. No such thing as someone else's child. Our nation's children are all our children.
How evil. What a fucking asshole. Stay away from my kids, you creep. God damn it.
Exactly.
But they're not going to talk about that. Like, what did he back one of the bills or include one of the bills about sports with trans folks in it or something? Wasn't there that issue with Biden?
He went the other way with that?
I believe so. Yeah. Where he pretty much said, that's fine. Yeah. Kick them out. They're not allowed to play.
Ban them. Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
I feel like, and they always get like hung up on that one too, because it's like there's nuance involved. It's not just a black and white thing. And it's like, it's a case by case basis. And like, not like everybody that just started transitioning, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people who have transitioned and they have a whole bunch of different ways to check if they are. If it makes sense for them to play the sport, it's not.
Well,
just
we have experts. I mean, we have Riley Gaines out there, thankfully, who tied for 5th place with a trans person in swimming. But she doesn't tell you that she lost to a trans. A trans person defeated her from becoming 1st place. What about the 4 people in front of you, bitch? I'm just saying.
It's
it's like, come on.
She's just mad about that one.
Being
Yeah.
tied with a trans person was enough for her to lose her shit.
Right.
And now she's grifting everybody though, so it's whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw like a pro skater. I was a skater. A pro skater lady, and she was like, she beat a trans person and was like, but it's still not fair though. And I was like, fucking what? What are you talking about? It's not fair. You won.
It's never enough.
Talk about never being happy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. Talk about fucking entitled, man. Damn. It's one thing to say we want to work together as a country to care for all our children. It's another thing to say your children are also our children. But that is what leftist dominionism looks like in action. Your kids belong to us. Wow. That's fucking shit, man.
It's projection again. This is what the right says all the time about kids.
Right? They're the ones trying to like brainwash kids right from birth. You know?
And they're literally talking about taking away the kids from the parents over this shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. And yeah, it's God, they're so frustrating. And look, people don't own their kids. Like that is just a fact.
Yep.
You don't
CPS.
own your children.
Hello.
Exactly. Right. You can't take away kids that, if they don't belong, so yeah, you don't own them. You're a steward. You're supposed to take care of them.
Right.
And make sure that they don't get hurt, make sure they're fed and go to school and all that shit. But you don't get to decide literally everything for them. Okay. Because that would be child abuse.
Thank you.
Jesus. As for dissenting speech, that too much be punished swiftly.
What?
Okay, you're confused too. All right.
Yeah, that's just a terrible sentence.
That is a whole sentence too. That's a capital A right there. All right. Jeez. As for dissenting speech, that too must be punished swiftly. What? Okay. Oh, okay. So he's saying that like anybody that disagrees has to be punished. Again, that's
sure. Sure.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Because I mean, they're the ones that go after, like with the abortion stuff. They're like going after the people that drive them or whatever. If somebody drives somebody to an abortion clinic, they're like, oh, you get sued too. It's like, but they're afraid of us doing that to them as it relates to this. That's hilarious. It's like, don't be assholes, and then you don't have to fear assholes, being assholes to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
and for people that's punished anybody on free speech, it's always been from the right side. I mean, even Obama, whenever he jailed whistleblowers and whatnot, he did it for reasons that the right would also agree with.
Right.
Come on.
Here, Aunt, you're saying in the same way, high schools have to have tryouts for varsity and junior varsity to separate the players by skill level. They can do the same thing, just include all genders separate by skill level. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, I honestly, I don't know anything about sports, so it's really difficult for me to actually have any kind of expertise in the field. But because none of it, it's really repetitive and boring. But
as far as women's sports, let the women decide how to deal with it. Quit having the guys tell them what to do. If they want to regulate it in a certain way, then regulate it. But I mean, there's a lot of nuance there because, like you just said, it's a big difference between day one of transitioning to day 365. It's a big fucking difference, and they need to look at all of it.
Exactly. So, and you have, look, if a 7'5" basketball player can play against a 5'4" basketball player, like at what point does an advantage become an unfair advantage?
Yeah.
I just don't understand. So that's why a lot of times I just say it because I get lost because I'm like, how is this okay, but that's not over there? And it just seems, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. But yes, Aunt Jerry, I made you a mod, because we were talking about that the other day, and so I was like, we can do that. I trust you.
Cool.
But yeah, thank you for that. Sorry, so let's see. So reported on MSN.com. Okay, at least like a semi-normal source here. On June 13th, not even video games are safe from all-encompassing and increasingly unhinged culture war over LGBT issues. Recently, a streamer and gaming personality known as Nick Merckx, faced widespread backlash online and even had his merchandise deleted from Call of Duty in response to some seemingly innocuous comments about LGBT related issues. Just how innocuous were the comments? I was about to ask. I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. I was trying to. Well, if you're going to say what it is, then go for it. Because I was trying to remember what I think I heard about this. I'm not sure if it's the same one. So,
oh, really? The video game thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Is this like somebody goes on what is it? Twitch or one of those things?
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're assholes on there, man. Like I don't.
Yeah.
They'll say the N-word, like they got pushback for that too. It's like because the whole point.
Was that PewDiePie got in trouble for that? Wasn't that what he did? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, and because the whole point is to piss people off. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm just saying those environments are very toxic.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I wouldn't be a part of that.
Yeah.
But in short, violence erupted, and that's in blue. I guess we can look up what violence and erupted means. Between with this audience, they're probably too stupid to know. Like erupted, like a volcano. I don't even know what's happening.
Wait till they hear about implosion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Too soon. Sorry.
Between activists on opposing sides of a controversy over a Glendale, California school board and its decision to embrace Pride Month celebrations. Another prominent gaming personality, Puckett. I like saying that. Puckett.
That's a fun name. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. They should put an H and make it fuck it. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Commented on this news on Twitter and said Americans are in a sad place right now. Let people love who they love and live their own life. Yeah. Exactly.
So what's wrong with that comment?
I know, right? So now they're going to be supporting the person who hammered back on that, So it says Nick Merckx replied, "They should leave little children alone. That's the real issue."
Okay.
See, and this kind of language is the type of language that got a fucking pizza shop shot up,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're just trying to save the children from the evil occult, whatever the fuck.
Right.
So it's not innocuous. This leads to violence, which it almost sounded like they said it did. Right?
But it's kind of it's the satanic panic again, right? That this idea of all these demon sex orgies and which all sounds like a good time except for the human sacrifice part, right? But they're trying to say that all these kids are being abducted and shipped off to be sex slaves, and it's like the numbers don't pan out, bro. It's just not. It's not what you think it is.
I mean, there's always going to be some of that, and it's very harmful and bad. Like, and we should try to fight it. In any way we can, but it's not like what they're saying. You know what I mean? It's not structured from like the billionaire Soros money, whatever, to do any of that. That's just nonsense,
Yeah, so we even know about one of these places, at least we think we do, and that was Epstein's Island. And how that came about, which is fucking evil. I'm not, you know what I mean? But it doesn't come about any way like that they're saying it did. You know what I'm saying? It's like what you're saying over here is not the
It doesn't line up. It's almost they constantly have they get things like they'll take something like a true fact like money controls everything, right? And then they just run it to stupid, and they just take it to the level of stupid that it's like, no, dude, you missed the mark and just kept running.
It's obvious this part's true, so therefore this is
the Rothschild
miles apart. Yeah.
Controlled by Satan. Like I used to think that too. I used to think that Satan was literally in control of the media and stuff.
Right?
The Illuminati and all that.
Jeez, the Elders of Zion and all that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man, I used to be all into that.
Good times.
But and so they said, and that was it. So like trying to play down that really harmful language there. Away with you, banned, canceled, deleted. They were so bad at sentences. That canceled is a whole sentence, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Capital, punctuation.
Yep.
Ridiculous. It's like written by a fourth grader. That's because for more than 2 decades now, radical LGBTQ plus activists who came out of the closet have been determined to put those who oppose their agenda into the closet, and you shall not dissent. What the fuck does that mean? Look, the thing is, people want to market stuff to people. Like that's it. Like People, the companies that put out like, and schools and everything, any public thing like wants to make it understood that, hey, it's safe for anybody to come here. And they get mad about that. They're like, no, they need to know they're not safe when they come here. And it's insane to be for that, you know.
Inclusion's not a good thing.
Right.
Exclusion is the way to go.
Which is just, that is the most right thing, right wing ever thing. You know? In that same spirit, Toronto Blue Jays pitcher Anthony Bass was dropped by his organization in part because of an Instagram post that called for anti-LGBTQ boycotts of Target and Bud Light over their support for the LGBTQ community, and referred to this support as evil and demonic. Yeah, you sound insane.
I mean, that's I'm okay with that. I think maybe like release to getting looked at would be a good idea. Like, are you okay, buddy? I mean,
yeah, because that just sounds completely unhinged. Right. It was these go together. There once was a man from Nantucket, and Aunt Gier said, who always pooped in a bucket.
Right.
I've heard this one. I know that.
Very hygienic.
Must be camping. I don't know.
Yeah.
Although he deleted the post and apologized for any hurt he had caused,
after his agent called him flipping the fuck out, probably, what are you doing?
Come on, man. You're losing me money here, bro.
Exactly.
Because that's what it's all about. Right?
Yeah.
And so he did say he stood by his personal beliefs. So he apologized, but was like, I still believe my stupid shit. Basically. And so they're like, okay, well, that's okay. Thanks for the apology, but you got to go because you're making us look bad, man.
Yeah.
We're losing money because of you. We want gay people to come to our stuff, you know. Jesus. That, of course, was unacceptable. Conform or be gone is often the rule. Yeah, that I've never seen that in religion ever. That's never been, you know. Right. They're just so liberal with what everybody's
with us or are you against us?
Yeah, it's like they don't put anything in boxes, really. No. It's just everything's out of the box. Yeah. It's like I always call it the spostas. Like conservatives is just the supposed. Everybody's supposed to do something. Like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. That's been like you go, why? And like, fuck, because you're not supposed to. I don't know, man. As the legendary pitcher Kurt Schilling can tell you, he was fired by ESPN in 2016 for his transphobic, in quotes, transphobic posts.
I can't remember what he said, but he always said a lot of stupid fucking shit. He's a dipshit. Just mildly, yeah.
I never heard him.
I couldn't tell you what he said. I just know he's always said stupid shit. So I'm not shocked at all.
So and once more, the same dominionist spirit, Lamba Legal, tweeted on June 11th quite boldly and clearly, pronouns aren't preferred, they're required.
I've never seen a place
I don't know what
that's
means.
made that happen.
Right? I mean, don't you you still prefer them though, right? It's like even if you're cisgender, you're like, I still prefer people to, correctly gender me.
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen where it's been forced on anybody though. I mean, as far as like, you have to list your pronouns, you have to, do such and such. I've never seen that. I just haven't seen it. And also, why you want to be a dick if not? You know what I mean? It's like
what the like that's crazy that they just want to treat people like that.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about like all those assholes on Daily Wire and stuff. Every time they talk about Dylan Mulvaney or something, they always say they'll say, well, he, they'll like totally misgender her just to be an asshole. Why?
Yeah,
why are you doing that?
And they don't get shut down. They're allowed to do that, right?
But they don't do the same thing to Buck White or Buck Angel rather, and Blair White rather. They don't do that to those two. Wonder why?
They're on their team. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and honestly, the only time that there's any kind of legal recourse as far as like pronouns go was when it's harassment, which makes sense. That's just you can't harass people. You can say whatever you want. You can't harass people. There's a difference,
right?
And they don't seem to get that difference. They don't seem to get that. Like if you're calling, it's almost like if you're in like the bullies in school, like, okay, little girl, girl. Like that's what you're doing to these people, when you're, you're just bullying them. But Let's see. That's why, as reported by ADF, I don't even know what that is. That sounds like some alcohol, tobacco, and firearm thing. I don't.
Maybe of all the things he explained and went on about, like maybe cite what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
Right. I don't know, right?
You know?
12-year-old Liam, a student at Nicholas Middle School in Middleborough, Massachusetts, was punished by the school for wearing a T-shirt that says there are only two genders.
Okay.
Because why the fuck? A 12-year-old? Come on, man. Like,
There's
why would it?
There's dress codes in school. I mean, if he would have wore an Ozzy Osbourne shirt back in the 80s, you would have been okay with him having that shirt taken off. I mean,
Right. I mean, I can't wear this shirt, you know.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You definitely couldn't wear that.
Right. Which I accept that. I accept that. You can't be anti something. Like, you could be pro something. You can be like, I stand for this, but you can't be like against something else. You know what I mean? Which, if they want,
we all have a ton of T-shirts, right, that would make fun of Jesus.
Right.
They would be okay with us being forced to remove that shirt, but say this shit.
It's so in-groupy. Like, it's just whatever their in-group wants, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's so hypocritical.
How dare he? Come on.
How dare he? God, that's so awesome. Oh, God, this person's like a child. It's like, wow. Of course, the other students can wear all kinds of pride-affirming clothes. Yeah, because there's nothing mean about pride. Like, they're saying they support something. Like, they're not being cruel.
I mean, that's really the root cause of all this. At what point does being gay affect somebody else?
Right.
Where does it hurt somebody else? I'm waiting to hear about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm still waiting to hear.
Right. I keep hearing a bunch of like things like, oh, but my daughter has to go in the bathroom with them. And I'm just like, okay, but you have to keep going. Like, you got to say that there's something harmful that happens because of that. The hair, was the hair the problem? Like, what? Yeah, because there's hairy women, man. Like, I don't know what, you know.
I mean, we've been going to the bathroom with people that of opposite sex forever. You know, if that's what your brain wants to equate it to. It's been going on forever. We've been going to the bathroom with rapists forever. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's just part of life. I mean.
But yeah, dude. And it kills me because like their whole reasoning a lot of times is like, well, it makes it so they could rape or whatever, and you're like, but you are okay with AR-15s? Those could be used to murder, and you're cool with us. So.
The numbers over here don't match your claims over there. You know,
it's so stupid. Yeah. Oh man. So but the moment someone pushes back with simple biological reality, that's not a forbidden line is crossed. Little children who belong to the state, you shall not descend. My God, this dude is fucking very fear-mongery, you know? And I feel like he totally forgot his first sentence by now. Like, he totally forgot about the white supremacists. Right? He's just off in like crazy land. Jesus. All of this, of course, is the tiniest tip of a massive, decades-old, ever-growing iceberg, in response to which more and more Americans are saying, enough is enough, in quotes. Okay. Yeah. But let the truth be told clearly. We don't have to wonder about an alleged dominionist takeover coming from the radical right. It's already here in force, and it's coming from the radical left.
Dr. Michael Brown. I haven't heard of this douchebag before.
Right, he's a doctor, dude. Not a doctor in writing, that's for sure. He needs to go back and get that fucking.
Did he go to Patriot University or whatever diploma mill that Ken Oven had?
Right,
out of the single wide trailer. Is that it?
David Barton, PhD.
Like, yes, David Barton. Oh my God, I hate that fucking pseudo.
He's such a liar. Oh my God. Oh, so Angier's got a good one here. The Southern Poverty Law Center has designated Alliance Defending Freedom as a hate group.
Oh, wow. Shocker.
And provided a source. So wow, that's I know, right? Go fucking figure. Jesus. Good. And they get they're like, oh, well, they're paid by Soros, you know, that's right. Poverty Center or whatever of law. I don't know. It's paid by Soros. You know? Oh God, it's so great. All right, I'm gonna traverse
Defending Freeman.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if we get if these become too toxic. So trigger warning, I haven't read any of these.
21 comments. I'm sure they're golden.
Yeah, so
Golden
I'm just
stuff, little
curious.
facts and nuance.
Oh, okay. Evangelicals fear the gay people will come over and forcibly
Redecorate their
and
homes.
Yes,
Yes,
good,
yes.
John. I like this, John guy. All right, good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Algorithm. That's a great name.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason people that object to evangelical Christianity running the country is because they love their sin and their perversion.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That sounds about more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just want to sin, man.
Yep. I don't have enough of either in my life. I'm just saying.
I was gonna say I sinned a whole bunch when I was a Christian. Don't really sin that much anymore.
It's weird, right?
I know. It's like once you realize that religion doesn't help you in stopping drinking and doing other things like that, it's almost as if you need to get rid of the religion to get better at this. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Al Wagner is coming. Time to take a Finnish vacation. I don't know that reference.
Okay, is that the Wagner?
Oh, that's the John guy. What was it?
Is that the Wagner thing from Russia? Because it says 21 hours ago. I wonder.
Oh, that's right. Because that's going on. I haven't really looked into that yet. I gotta.
Yeah, I wonder if that's what that's about.
Like,
take a Finnish vacation.
Finnish.
Yeah,
I don't get that. Yeah,
you're
right.
Something. It sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Although the militant leftist evil Dr. Brown exposes him once
that guy was okay, whatever. Okay, I can't wait.
Words against Syria is undeniable. And then he puts it in bold. I didn't even know you could do that in comments.
Right?
The dominionism within evangelical Christianity is of greater concern, and has its roots in the latter rain movement. The dominion theology is associated with the new apostolic reformation, spiritual warfare. I don't know. What do you know what they're talking about?
No, sounds like the Quiverful. Is that the kind of thing St. John's referring to? Maybe is that what the latter rain is from?
I don't know. I've never heard of latter rain. That sounds weird. Let's see, spiritual warfare in Christianity and fivefold ministries of anointed apostles and the prophets who promote dubious signs and wonders like holy laughter and drunkenness. Oh man, I used to be so against that. I remember back in the day, like the church that we went to, that we were like so anti. Guys, have you ever been to those kind of church? What do they call them? Where they're just like crazy. They speak in tongues the whole time and everything.
Oh yeah, it's freaky, dude.
I can't think of what they're called, but yeah, they would do this holy laughter thing, and the whole audience would just be like laughing. No, that's they're almost pretty chill actually.
Okay.
It's the charismatic church, and they're all about the gifts of the Spirit and stuff, and really it's just acting crazy during church. But yeah, we used to be so against that. Gold dust, angel feathers, supernatural glory clouds, and detailed accounts of angelic appearances and messages. Okay. I have no idea what that's talking about. But yeah, that was it. That was okay. And so they said that was written by Dr. Michael Brown. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna have to keep an eye out for that.
Line of Fire is the name of his radio show or whatever.
Oh man, I might have to.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to like check out his podcast sometime, or radio program as they call it, because they're 80, I guess. Radio program.
It's probably YouTube video stuff, right?
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Damn. Well, hey man. Well, thanks so much for hanging out. This was super cool.
Yeah, this was fun. Disturbing as hell, but fun. Right. So, as with all this stuff generally is, so right.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not. Good God, what is happening? Okay, never mind. It's like,
it's all good.
It is kind of, it's like one of those things where it's terrifying, but you just have to laugh so you don't cry, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
There it goes. Because there's no like great way to look at this, but we do need to look at this. I think we need to hear what they're saying, get ahead of their crazy rhetoric.
Yeah, because there's a shitload of it. God damn.
Yeah,
I mean, we all have parents, that unfortunately still listen and watch the Fox News and stuff like that. And you have to walk in, and it's like, okay, I got to sit here at the program for 20 minutes. minutes before we could even have a conversation. It's like, goddamn.
Yeah.
And in this shit's even worse, you know?
Oh yeah. And they bring it up just at random.
Oh,
You're just
yeah.
like, oh shit, now I have to deal with this. You know, and it's just frustrating because it's like hard to find like that line, like how hard should I push back right now?
Right.
You know, I'm in kind of a position where I don't want to be too upsetting and stuff. You know, it gets very difficult to have these conversations.
Unfortunately, we got people in the atheist community that are, you know, down with this shit too. That, you know, it's more important to them to, you know, stick up for TERFs and, you know, put down trans folks than to, you know, be skeptical and be empathetic. I mean, what the fuck?
Wow. Yeah, it's weird to me. I think it's because a lot of the people in the atheist community that are like that are like contrarian, you know, and so they think like, oh, I'm just pushing back on the establishment, but you're not. You're literally being the establishment and pushing back on the people thinking outside the box. It's crazy how they can reverse it like that.
Yeah, and engage in a bunch of fear-mongering bullshit.
Yeah.
So, exactly. Good times.
Well, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Same here, man.
And go ahead and plug your show. Let's
Yep. So again, it's the Jib. It's a bi-weekly show. In fact, our show this week comes out Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. The episode's called The Dismissal. It's about, believe it or not, a coup that we took part in Australia, which is hard to believe. Yeah, the latest episode it's up right now is about Harry I'm gonna get the name wrong. Engzingler. Yeah, can never get the name right, but he's the guy that literally created the war on drugs. About the inception of the FBI. So yeah, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This was the Federal Narcotics Division, right? So he created that. So if you want to understand what happened to Billie Holiday, understanding the Wizard of Oz and other weird shit.
Nice.
It's bizarre. It's worth checking out. So
that's awesome. Hell yeah, definitely be checking that out. And if you want to check out a better sex life, go to adamandeve.com and enter code BX or Brentley. That's BX, capital B, capital X, or Brentley, BRENTLY, and you can get 3 free gifts, 50% off almost any one item, and free shipping on the entire order. Oh, and you get 6 free movies. So you should definitely head down to adamandeve.com, enter code Brentley or BX, and get your exclusive offer today. And we'll be seeing you next time. Just make sure you stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate, and we'll see you next time.